everyone, welcome back to vBlox TV, where Roblox lovers play together. I'm Toto, and today we're going to continue with our second episode on our series of going from noob to pro in less than 2 weeks. And the first thing I wanted to kind of touch on is the tools that is required to be successful in this game, and that is the auto clicker. So before I hop on in, if you're here visiting us for the very first time, please don't forget to press that subscribe button and the bell notification to support us. I would surely appreciate it. Alright, let's jump into this. So as I was saying, the auto clicker is an absolute essential if you want to play this game. And part of the reason why I like this game is because there is that auto clicker where I just go AFK farming, and the developer of the game actually encourage you to use it, because on his official server he actually said auto clicker is okay. At first I wasn't really fond of auto clicker because there's that fear that there might be an embedded virus within, and I don't want to install it into my desktop since there's a lot of sensitive information that most of us would never want any other people to get their hands on. But there's been a lot of recommendation from friends to use the one from SourceForge, and so I'm just going to hop over to show you how to download that. And so if you actually go over to Google, uses Google up auto clicker SourceForge, and it should show up. And once you're there, you just click the download. It's pretty much automatically download for you. Then you just execute it. It's just a very tiny program. The only thing that you really need to do is the F6 or the start button, and then you can just place your cursor pretty much anywhere on your screen. And so what I do is I would actually minimize my Roblox game screen into like a smaller version, like the smallest possible when I go AFK. And then I have my cursor over by the door where I was standing to send the guests in, and then I would press F6 and let it go overnight. So that's how you actually get this tool to be working most efficiently. But if you have your full screen on, the button might be too far apart, because I think the developers sort of know that everyone's doing this, and so he's kind of like being tricky a little bit. And so he kind of like, well, since you're really like exploiting this tool, then I'm gonna have the button to pop on different guests. Like, oh well, one group of guests is gonna be on the first guest, another group is gonna be fourth guest. But then, you know, usually the second and third guests in your group of 4 would actually have an area where the E button or that button to send them into your restaurant would overlap, and so that's where you kind of want to place them or place your cursor, and that would be most effective. Let's just hop on to my restaurant and continue where we last left off. And so last time we had our 3 tiki table going across the room, and we're continuing to forge forward, just continue building it. And so I'm going to leave you with some music and time lapse this, so we wouldn't have to just watch me running back and forth and not doing too much or get anywhere. So as soon as you actually have a quest to get chairs and tables, then you would go ahead and do that, and then work your way up. Don't rush yourself in trying to get table and chairs too soon, because you may end up with a lot of them, and it's never really good to spend a lot of money on things that you won't be needing later on down the line. So that's why I'm not too rushed in like spending all of the money on chairs and tables, knowing that there is these quests that can help me offset the cost to purchase them. So we can continue our grind with building the restaurant. You really have to put in the effort, especially the initial few days. So your assistant here is very crucial, since the waiter couldn't help with the cooking or collecting the money on the first day. Then, you know, I would have to physically do that while letting the waiter to seat the customer. As money become a little bit more flowing and more liquid, that we have more to play with, we're probably going to want to buy more tiki table and cheap chairs to expand the restaurant a little bit, because as with any business, we need a lot of customers to generate more revenues and cash. And so with this one table added, you will notice that there's already an impact on the order stand because there's more unfinished orders that's not getting cooked, and so I physically have to help with that. And so now I would have to, oh, I leveled up. Perfect. And that's great because with any leveling up, there's monetary rewards that's going to help out the restaurant a little more. So we just keep grinding away and save up for a little bit, you know, for all the things that's necessary for the restaurant. So we have to keep a new stove in mind, but then it's not quite necessary yet because there's still room on the order stand to have the chef have finished dish and have the waiters taking in orders. So we're okay for now. So use your money sparingly and use it wisely. And so maybe one of the main focus at first is getting more tiki tables and chairs to get the customers in, and then we'll have to reevaluate the situation with the order stand so that we can purchase the right items to help its flowing. So on the first day, you actually see that the waiters are not really picking up all the monies, right? But later on, they will actually start to pocket their own money, and I'll show you a little bit later. So here we are getting more tables and chairs to keep expanding the restaurant. And with the expansion of the restaurant, more tables and more chairs, there's going to be an impact on that stand, and so we may need to do something about it soon. But don't spend your money on fruitless items like decoration at first. But if you find that there's something in the store that's going to help your restaurant run more efficiently, for instance, here you can see that there's a lot of unfinished order where the chefs are not turning out dishes fast enough, then you definitely need to purchase a more efficient stove to help move it along. So depending on what is going on with your food stand or your order stand, that you will decide what you want to put in your restaurant to help move it along a little bit faster. And so as you can see, the order stand now is a little bit more freed up with all these orders coming in. There's still room that you can see that there's finished dishes to be served to the guest. And it's getting a lot easier now that we have this semi-okay stove that is in the work. And then still the waiters aren't really too efficient with picking up the customer payment and the dishes just yet, and so you still have to run around. And remember, this is all recorded on the very first day that I'm playing this game, and so as I mentioned before, on the very first day they actually purposely, I feel like they did sort of like leave the cash there on the counter on the table so that you would have to run and grab it, and maybe at some point you're like, okay, I'm sick of this, let's just buy this pass to have the auto pickup. But you know, if you spend a little bit of time running back and forth at the very beginning, it will all pay off in the end. So just clear up the dishes, and perhaps you might want to get a couple of more sinks in if we don't have too much money. And just, you know, the initial effort to build this empire is very difficult. It's actually resemble a lot of things in real life, where the first part of the journey is going to be extremely challenging, but when you're getting everything rolling and get your grooves on, then everything is just will get on track, and it'll be flowing a lot more smoothly. And with this game, it's the same way. Once you get over this hurdle of having your waiter being inefficient in picking up the dishes and the money, then you'll be okay. Well, that's pretty much it for all the tips and tricks I have for today. Thanks for watching, everyone. So I will catch you next time. Don't forget to subscribe and press the bell notification if you haven't already. Be safe, everyone. Stay home and play Roblox with us. I will be seeing you in the next episode. Take care.